Welcome to the East Bank Sports Show, proudly brought to you by the Fanatical Elves, a member of the Fans First Sports Network. Broadcasting live from the vibrant East Bank of the Flats in Cleveland, Ohio. Join us as we delve into the heart of Cleveland sports. It's your hosts, Noah and Matt.
Cleveland, welcome back in to the East Bank Sports Show, the show where we talk all things Cleveland sports. Jeez, that's a great start. It's your boy Noah, here with your boy Matt. We got a special guest. Welcome in Shamari of Sports Opinion 1. Shamari is one of my co-workers at the Cavs. He also does sports content. Make sure you check his stuff out. Shamari, take it away. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Shamari. My page is YouTube page, TikTok. I do everything sports related content, football, basketball, even sometimes baseball. But pretty much I'm just, I love sports. I always grew up on it. I played it, and hopefully one day I can make a career out of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
For sure, man. And Matt, how are we doing, brother? Good to talk to you on another fine Monday night.
I'm excited. We got some fun topics tonight.
And we almost got out of it without having to talk about the damn Cleveland Browns for 1 week. But of course, there had to be some drama on the Monday after bye week. So let's get into it because Jed said, what? So for those who don't know, I'm going to show the tweet. Mary Kay put out an article today talking about what she was saying to Jedrick Wills. Matt, I'm going to have you read the tweet for me real quick. Is that okay? I'm going to put it on the screen so you'll be able to see it. Maybe. There you go.
So Mary Kay tweeted out, Browns left tackle Jed Willis Jr. reveals he made a business decision not to face the Ravens on October 27th because he was hurt. The Browns moving forward benched him in favor of DeJuan Jones.
I am so far over that, man. I have been over it. For those who don't know, for first-time listeners, Shamari, I don't know if you know this. I played offensive line for 11 years of my life. And the piss-poor effort, the piss-poor care to the sport of football that I hold near and dear, that I have seen from this man who has played left tackle for us for years now, infuriates me. I'm over it. Keep his ass on the bench. Let him walk in free agency onto someone's practice squad. Because if I saw I made a business decision and I'm a GM in the NFL, I don't want none of that in my locker room. What do you guys think?
I mean, you paying a guy. He's made over $32 million over these 4 years in career earnings, and to not even to blame Andrew Berry and all, but he was a top 10 draft pick because you thought that you would get, your bang for your buck out of him. But honestly, so far, he hasn't shown anything, even like the amount of money that he's made. He hasn't proven that he's supposed to be making that type of money. And I just wanted to add a little thing. He also said to Jared Muller of the Browns, he said, you wouldn't want me to go out there and put 70% of your effort while you're injured, and then you have somebody else who can go out in there and give you 100%. From what I've just read, you have DeJuan Jones, a co-lineman who's been battling knee issues his whole career. And he has no problem going in there on a bum knee, a semi-spring knee. He has no problem doing that. So for you to just sit there and say you can't give your 70%, that says a lot about you and your character.
Yeah, I agree with that too, especially with, DeJuan Jones playing out of position. He's a career right tackle. He's playing left tackle better than what we've seen out of Jedrick Wills. Matt, I want to turn it over to you. I know you're a longtime football player as well. The effort of Jedrick Wills has always been a pet peeve for us on this show. I want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, without, doubling down too hard, there's obviously the effort, bothers us both a lot when you look at a guy that's making generational money to play a sport, to entertain. Matt Stafford Super Bowl, sorry. He's making generational money to play a sport and entertain people. And like we were just saying, he can't go out there and do that. He's never lived up to the expectations. And I mean, here's the craziest part to me, I think, is you see these business decisions all the time where it's like, hey, this guy's kind of banged up. We're going to bench him for the week. That's always an organizational decision, it's a team decision. This sounds like and looks like it was just him saying, I don't want to do it this week. I'm out of here. And clearly that's what it was because he got benched for it. And he was saying it sounds like it'll be the rest of the season moving forward. Not a good enough player to do that.
I can't fathom going up to your coach and just being like, yeah, nah, I'm not playing this week. I'm hurt. Without a trainer involved, everything else. And is he injured? Probably a little bit. Aren't we all when we play football at some point? Isn't that how it always goes? You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's just so infuriating. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean, you got Denzel Ward, who's been concussion after concussion, it seemed like, and he's still laying it out on the field every game. Even if
100%.
he's not even supposed to be playing, he still plays. So, I mean, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's infuriating. I'm ready to get him off of this roster. He sounds like a complete cancer. I'm sorry to drag a guy when he's down and getting benched, but goodbye and good riddance, Jedrick Wills. Gentlemen, that's enough of the Cleveland Clowns. And yes, I said clowns on purpose because I am sick of talking about them when we have so much more fun, entertainment, excitement going on just a couple blocks down the road at The Rock, at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. The Cleveland Cavaliers, we're sitting 15 minutes before their next game, are 11-0. 11-0? 10-0? 11-0. 11-0. Yes. Okay, sorry. Are 11-0. So I want to open to the floor. What is the biggest surprise for the Cavs this season? Who is jumping off the page for you guys thus far into the 2024-2025 NBA season? Shamari, I'll let you start the last one. I'm going to let Matt start this one, and we'll roundtable it from there.
I mean, I think there's, a pretty obvious layup answer here. So I'm going to go the other route and go somebody not playing on the court, but I'm going to go to Kenny Atkinson.
I was wondering which one of us was going to take the Kenny Atkinson cop-out, so I'm glad you're starting it with Kenny Atkinson. Go ahead, Matt.
I mean, I feel like when me and Noah talked about the Cavs towards the end of last year, we were kind of saying, like, we're not seeing the gel, the whatever you want to call it, that just, you see a team flow and play some great basketball, and it just always felt like we were one step away from that. We bring in a brand new head coach, and he seems like he's unlocked the potential of quite a few of the players on our roster that everybody kind of thought was there, but we never got. And I'm sure you guys are about to get into that a little deeper in terms of this season directly. But I mean, I think it's super impressive. And obviously it's, sort of a streak of luck. I hate saying that, but he's starting the year amazing. Players are playing amazing more so than just winning games. I mean, he's doing great in my book.
Yeah, I'm with you. Shamari, go ahead, man. Open it up.
All right. See, I wanted to go basic, and I was just gonna go Darius Garland, but I want to give myself just a little bit of a challenge. So I'm gonna go with journeyman 6'5" guard Ty Jerome, and this is why I say Ty Jerome because I mean, since he came into the league, he has been bounced from team to team to team. He started off with the Phoenix Suns, the G League affiliate of the Phoenix Suns, also, and he's been traded to OKC. He signed with Golden State Warriors, and he just finally, he's finally found a home with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And just the injuries that he's been going through his whole career, between the ankles and the right ankle, left ankle, the groin. So it's like, just for not to see him play, once he came on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he only played 2 games that last season. And for him to just bounce back and just pretty much hop into a role immediately under a new coach, under a new system, and really balling. Like through these past 10 games, he's been averaging 10 points, 3 assists, shooting 61% from the field and 58% from the three. And it's just because he's 6'5", he can play multiple positions, whether it's the point guard spot or the number 2 spot. So he's definitely been that igniter for them coming off of the bench, and I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to him playing even more.
Yeah, I'm with you. Ty Jerome gets a shout out in our next topic we'll get into after break in my breakdown. But I'm going to go with what you said was the basic answer, unfortunately. And Darius Garland is the answer for me here. I know we've talked about it at length, the injury, the weight loss, all of that. He wasn't the same player that he was last year. He looks like Darius Garland again. Pulled some stats as well. He's averaging 20.5 points per game right now. His all-star season, when it was him, Mobley, and Allen that were all all-stars here in Cleveland when we hosted the game, he was averaging 21.7 points. So he's hovering around there. And he's also hovering around his last good season before the injury. Last season, he was averaging about 18 points a game, again, with the jaw injury and having weight loss and dealing with all the pain and all of that of not being able to eat physical food. He's the answer here. He's the biggest surprise of a lot of people were calling for his head to get traded. Maybe he should be the one to go, let Donovan Mitchell have his moment and be the main guy and be the main star in the front court for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And to me, Darius Garland is just that answer. He has been electric to watch. He has been a bona fide number 2 scorer, I feel like, on this team. You still see it with Evan Mobley. Him and Evan Mobley get to have the chance of just passing it back and forth of who's going to be – it's basically 2A and 2B at this point of who's going to score second behind Donovan Mitchell most of the time. There's been a couple times that Mitchell gets outpaced, and I love to see it, honestly. I love the team chemistry and the team ball we're playing here. Gentlemen, I'm going to cut us to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk some more Cleveland Cavaliers because, damn it, they're actually fun to talk about, unlike the Cleveland Browns, which is a mainstay normally here at the East Bank Sports Show. We'll be right back after these commercial messages. And we are back with the East Bank Sports Show. Make sure you go and check out everybody else who is making a lot of great content here at the Fanatical Elves. Make sure you go check out Shamari's channel, sports_opinion1. He's making some good content over there. I've checked out a few of his videos. You know, we're friends from the Cavs, so of course I got to support the boy. Watch his stuff on Instagram all the time. And lastly, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching to us live. It really helps us grow this brand of the East Bank Sports Show and the office that we got going on here. Speaking of the office, as I like to plug that show after the Monday show, Wednesday following the Cavs game, we will be sitting here live talking a lot of different topics. Unfortunately, Eric is the host this week. People understand that joke if you listen to that show. But let's get back into it. Let's get back into everything that we got going on. Way too early award predictions. Do you think there's anybody on this team that has a shot for some of these awards that come at the end of the season? I know we're way too early, but it's a fun one. It's a fun topic to have when you're the hottest team in basketball talking about award predictions. I teased it, so I'm going to go in real quick, and then I'll pass it to Shamari. Then we'll go to Matt. So, Sixth Man of the Year. Shout out that boy Ty Jerome. It's time for him to potentially get an award. I could see it happening if he continues to play at this clip. I'm not saying it's the number one for sure thing that's going to happen, but we'll see. All-Stars, I think Mobley, Garland, and Mitchell have a really good shot at securing those this year. All-NBA, I'm going to give it to Mitchell, and I'm going to give it to Mobley for the defense and the uptick in his offense so far. Those are kind of my thoughts 11 games into the season. But Shamari, I want to hear what you have to say about some of the award opportunities there are for this Cleveland Cavaliers team.
I'm going to go 6th Man of the Year. I'm going to go Karis LeVert. 11th season coming in. Karis LeVert can pass the ball, believe it or not. I feel like that's his most probably underrated attribute that he has and he possesses. He came off of averaging 5 assists a game last season, and because of the fact that he can create his own shot, he can get to the hole. Whenever the defense, especially coming off the bench, whenever it seems stale, the offense seems stale and not moving, he can make that play or just off a simple pick and roll or just a cross up, make a defender stumble. He can make anything happen. So I'm gonna go with Karis for 6th Man of the Year. All-star wise, I'm gonna go with Darius Garland, honestly, because again, like you said, Noah, That he's looking like 2022 All-Star Darius Garland. So 20 points, 6 assists, 54% from the field. He's getting that confidence back, and he's flowing well in this Kenny Atkinson system. I just give him so much props of just taking the back, not taking the back seat, but like not being as ball dominant as he once was, because now he's catching the ball off the ball way more than last year, versus him just picking on and roll and then just screening and going to the cup. So he's done a very good job. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's an all-star. And I'm gonna say Evan Mobley too. He can sneak into the All Star game too as well as a reserve or something like that.
For sure. You got any All NBA guys? You got to throw the Spida for MVP chance out there?
See, that's like you said, it's a little early, so I don't. Okay, well, first team, I'm gonna say first team defense is definitely Evan Mobley.
Of course, for sure.
If he keep protecting the rim like that, that pretty much dominant last play of the game. Friday, Saturday night.
Friday, the Brooklyn or Saturday, Brooklyn. Yeah,
him just sealing that block, he's dominant. He's getting real comfortable out there now. You can see it, especially shooting it from 3 too as well.
100%.
Yeah, so yeah, I can see that.
Matt, what are you thinking, my boy?
I mean, personally, I love the Darius Garland to the All-Star game pick. I think he's only going to get more comfortable in a new system in the new season as he's coming back off some pretty serious injuries, and he's going to get better. So I love that pick personally. And then I'm going to double down on my Kenny Atkinson love and say he's winning Coach of the Year. I mean, I know that's not a crazy hot take. He's currently like a 300-point favorite according to Vegas, but I mean, he's going to keep this ball rolling. We're going to have a pretty good year for the Cavs, and it's going to be a Coach of the Year and hopefully a few more awards coming to Cleveland.
Yeah, it's something about the new coaches in Cleveland that just click for some reason. Kevin Stefanski in 2020. Stephen Vogt just got nominated for AL Manager of the Year this year, and now Kenny Atkinson. We are moving closer to thinking of that thought process of why wouldn't he get Coach of the Year? Obviously, there's still 70-plus games left in this NBA season for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Way too early, completely optimistic, coping a little bit. Gotta have some fun with it. Lastly, we're gonna go full blown. We're gonna go all the way in on the way too early thoughts, comments, predictions. The Cleveland Cavaliers are barring on the best basketball team in the NBA right now. 11-0, playing the Bulls here in about 10 minutes. Can they win the finals? How do you guys feel about this team's chance to win the finals, knowing what you know from seasons past, knowing what you know about the East and the NBA structure as a whole? Matt, what are you thinking, man?
I mean, look, I know everybody says this, and their record doesn't show it, but the Bucks are a very good basketball team, and we beat them twice. The list of teams that we have beat in this 11-game run are not any of the worst teams in the league. We've beat some very competitive basketball teams. Now, granted, I get a 7-game series is a lot different from playing a team once or even twice in a row. But we've shown we can beat a majority, if not every team in the league. There's no reason we couldn't win a finals. I think as long as we keep this level of play going and we have, the playoff run that you need, players stepping up when the lights get bright, I'll leave that comment there. And, yeah.
Shamari, let's hear it, man.
Honestly, when I saw this question, Noah, this is my favorite question. I couldn't wait to answer this because absolutely the Cavs definitely can make the finals because the East is just as open as it was last season to me, in my opinion. Because, I mean, the Knicks, fast forward this year, they still have a lot of things to figure out with that big three. Come leading on with Miles Bridges coming on. Not Miles Bridges. I'm sorry. What's his name? I forgot. But the Knicks, they still need to figure out Mikal Bridges. They need to figure out a lot with that big three and create some type of chemistry The 76ers, as long as Embiid is not being 100% and not playing, they will always suffer without him and their big man. That's their big piece to their offense and what makes them them. And then, like you said, with the Bucks, I honestly think, again, Giannis with the injury issues, I just feel like Dame, we've already seen Dame in Portland. He can't do it by himself. He needs that sidekick. He needs that other guy to, help him up when he's not, clicking. So I don't really see the Bucks as a challenge right now. And because I only see the Celtics as a big challenge once again. But as long as we stay healthy, we definitely could have beat them last season if we were 100%. Jared Allen was out. Donovan had some, injury issues there, and Darius just wasn't himself. So I feel like we definitely have a big chance of winning this year and making it to the finals.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head in terms of how I feel too. Last year, even when I was sitting there watching that, and I know our team was shaky and not as great offensively as they have been through these first 11 games this season. But I definitely felt like the Celtics looked beatable. I thought the Celtics looked beatable in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers, and I thought they looked beatable when they went on to the finals as well. So to me, I think, there's as good of a chance for this team to go as deep as they can bring themselves, which I know is the cop-out answer and be like, well, it's up to them to do it. But we've seen what this team looks like with injuries, with, poor play. If they can continue to move at this clip, and yes, I'm not saying they're going to go 82-0. I know they're going to lose a game. They could lose to Chicago tonight, a depleted, not too good, not too great Chicago team. But if they continue to play at this offensive output, if they continue to play this level of defense, whether that be 50 wins, 60 wins, 70 wins on some crazy shit, there's no reason this team can't go deep and this team can't go far, regardless of where they're seated, regardless of the matchup. New York scared me with Julius Randle. They don't scare me now with Cat. The Celtics, I think, are really good, deep, and talented, but they don't have that guy. Jason Tatum doesn't scare me. Jaylen Brown scares me more than Jason Tatum in the playoffs. And even then, I'll take Donovan Mitchell and company just as a homer, honestly. But that's kind of where I'm at, too, is it's just like, why not us? This team looks championship and playoff ready. And I know we're bought into the hype right now, and they're going to have their ebbs and flows, their ups and downs. They're going to have a low moment, and that's totally fine. There's a chance they go on a streak of a couple losses this year. We need to remember to sit down, relax, enjoy the ride, and stop doing the Cleveland thing that we've been kind of doing this whole episode, self-admittedly, of getting too caught up in the moment, getting way too excited, and then being pissed as soon as it goes wrong one time. It's sports. Ebbs and flows happen at the end of the day. Anything else you guys want to include on the Cavs before we move forward to final thoughts and takes? Y'all good?
Good to go.
All right. Final thoughts and takes. We call this hot takes on The Office. We kind of call it hot takes here. I should probably just switch it to being called hot takes at this point. Shamari, I don't know what you pulled up for this, but I'm ready to hear it.
It's not necessarily a hot take. I won't even call it a hot take. It might be even factual. But the Cleveland Cavaliers are copying the Boston Celtics model as far as trying to get to the big dance. Because if you take a look at it, the Celtics, because the reason why they're so dominant right now is because they have like 5+ years of chemistry together. Everybody been pretty much already been together besides the additions of Drew Holiday and Porzingis. Other than that, I mean, that team has already been teammate chemistry wise already been locked in like this. So the Cavs are doing the same thing, keeping the same roster as last season pretty much, and just pretty much filling the holes. And Kenny Atkinson was that major hole, as you were saying, which is well deserved by Kenny Atkinson. I just feel like they were just missing that one piece, and they pretty much following that model of the Boston Celtics.
I could see what you're saying for sure. I like keeping players together. That's my biggest gripe with the NBA in general, is the amount of movement around the league. That's what I like about the NFL. I feel like there's a lot more team loyalty there. Baseball, you get that, but it's because of this, how contracts work, and how deep into a career you get before you hit free agency and make those asinine $1 billion contracts over 15 years or whatever. You get what I'm saying. Matt, what's your final thought, take, hot take, whatever you want to call it?
I honestly, mine's not, a super hot take either today. I just
I
want to
let
shout
it
out.
off as hot takes, and both of you guys are giving me these lame duck answers. Mine's not really even hot either, so I don't know why I'm upset. Go ahead.
Fine, I'll give you hot, and I'm keeping on the same track. I want to shout out my Cleveland Guardians. They just probably about an hour ago announced the award finalist. Noah touched on manager of the year is Stephen Vogt. He's a finalist. We have one more finalist. It's Clase for the Cy Young Award, and he's winning it.
Okay, that's a hot take.
Period.
That is a hot take because it's probably going to be Scooble. I hope you're right because I want you to be right because Clase is my guy. But that is a hot take. I'll give you credit there.
It's just so insane that had we not seen one of the craziest years ever by a pitcher that, wasn't really expected to do that, we would be seeing the closer win the Cy Young this year.
100%.
But because Tariq did what Tariq did, obviously he's got to get it. Any other year, though, this is a closer winning the Cy Young, which is nuts.
So I love this because Shamari did the Cavs, Matt did the guards, and even though I ragged on them all episode, I'm wrapping this up with the Browns. So we hit all three of the Cleveland sports teams in final thoughts and takes. I want to just put it out there for anybody that's feeling a little bit down of what's going on with this team right now, that we did win and do a good job at winning the trade for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper gets traded to the Buffalo Bills for a third-round pick. He has played 2 games there, 1 touchdown, 68 yards, and now he's hurt. And he still looks like he's pretty much going on that decline a little bit. We traded for him years ago for the 5th or the 6th round pick. We have gotten value out of him. He was the best receiver since the return. And now we've traded him away for a 3rd round pick, and it looks like he's going to continue to decline and not be the Amari Cooper of old. And I'm not wishing that upon him. I love Amari Cooper. I love everything he's done for us in Cleveland in the 2 years he was there. But I know you want to be down on Andrew Berry right now for that Deshaun Watson trade, but he made a damn good move trading Amari Cooper when he did and getting a 3rd round pick, especially when you consider some of the other wide receiver trades that happened, coming up to the deadline and such. You look at it like Devontae Adams goes to the Jets and has multiple years on his deal still and goes for a 3rd round pick, basically. We got an expiring deal out of a guy. We traded a guy over. Excuse me. I'm sorry. We traded a guy with an expiring deal for a 3rd round pick. That's what I'm trying to say. Apologies for the lack of flow in my voice today. Matt, you about to say something?
No, I just was not laughing at you, but
you're allowed to laugh at me. It happens. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure talking sports with you as we do here on the East Bank Sports Show every Monday around this time, about 7:30. So make sure you tune in next week. Shamari, it was a pleasure to have you. You've been a great guest. I enjoyed hearing your insights, your thoughts, your takes. Tell everybody where they can find you. Maybe. You're still muted. Anyway, Shamari, it's been a pleasure. Make sure you go check his stuff out at Sports Opinion 1 on YouTube. Sorry for the technical difficulties here at the end. Matt, anything else you want to say to the people?
Have a wonderful week. Go Cavs. Enjoy the 82-0 season.
Yeah, 82-0 coming soon to a team near you. It's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you soon. Cleveland, enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time, we'll see you later.